What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel, and if this is your first time, my name is Sean, and let's see, this is day 3 of the correction for the S2000. It's going to be a long road because I'm doing it, you know, in bits and pieces. This isn't like my full-time gig, you know. YouTube obviously isn't my full-time gig with as many subscribers as I have. I am a grad student at Georgetown, getting my IT management master's. This will be my second one, going towards a PhD. So I got a long road ahead of me, and I'm also in the military. So I got a lot of stuff that I do day to day, as well as detailing. This is kind of like my hobby. So if you can bear with me on as far as like the time, I'm going to try to record everything and then put it out as I do it, bits and pieces. If this is your first time tuning in, so far we did wet sanding for the base coat. Well, we first deconned the car, fully deconned, pulled it in, did the base coat, let that dry, then we sanded. And then after I sanded the base coat, I applied the clear, let that dry, and now I got to sand down the clear, because basically you have like a little hump in the paint basically from the clear coat. So we got to sand over top of that and have everything flat before we get to compounding the car. So that's what we're doing today. That's why the car looks like it does now with the little sanding marks. So there's little dots on the car. I don't know if you can see it. I'll try to get close. You can probably see it. So there's little dots on there, and that's the clear coat that I applied. So what I'm going to do is now sand the clear. I'm using these little rid sticks. They're like little sanding blocks. And what I'm going to do for the clear is do just one swipe of probably 2000 grit. I think is that the finest that I got? Might use 2500 grit. It's an ultra fine like sandpaper. So this is wet. So you use it basically like this. It's going to be blocked, and then you hold it. It allows for even distribution of weight. Let the sandpaper work. Don't really like apply that much force to it. It's really just, I'm using my pinky as a guide, and then I'm sanding right over top of it, and I'll record some of that so you get to see, but I'm not gonna record much of me sanding just so I can get to it. There's like a bunch on the side and the fenders and the hood, as you can see. So I'm going to try to knock this out and then prep to get ready to compound the car. So that's the steps for today. I'm going to get as far as I can. I'm trying to also pack because I'm getting ready to go out of town. So, all right, let's get to it. All right, guys. So I'm going to just start with this little section just to show you. I'm right-handed, so I'm starting left to right. So this is just some water. You can use pretty much any type of water. I think this is just purified or whatever. But you can use tap water. It's fine. That doesn't necessarily matter because we got to clean the surface anyways. When when we compound and when we do the panel wipe anyways. So this water doesn't matter is what I'm saying. What I do is I lightly spray a little bit. I kind of like get some on my sandpaper, spread this around so it's like kind of like a mist, and you can see the clear coat on there on the car. So I start off over here. I'm gonna do a few swipes, and again, you're just letting the sandpaper work. You can see the paint coming off. What I do is I wipe over my spot just to see if it's leveled. And right there, it's pretty much pretty good. as far as being leveled. So that's the point where I'm stopping. You can kind of see like white residue, and that's the clear coming off. I do this over each spot. It's right around like 10 passes, and you can definitely like feel the ridges. So if you can feel them, go over them lightly, do like a few more passes until they're almost leveled. And again, you want this even with the paint on the car, because when we go the next step, we're going to be using a microfiber pad, and we're going to go right over these same spots to bring out the shine of the original coat of the car. So that's kind of like the steps that we're taking. I can still feel this one's good over here, but this one's got like a little bump to it. Should have used 2000. This is 2500 grit, but I think it wouldn't be too bad. And that's it. That's the steps that we're taking. So I'm gonna do this to the whole car. This is how you can do it by hand. There's definitely faster ways to do it, but I'm taking my time. This is a special car to me. It's one of my dream cars, so I'm gonna take my time with it. If you have a electric orbital, you can definitely use something like that, but you would be sanding the whole hood and not just like certain spots. And usually you would just do one pass with that. This one's a little less aggressive by doing it by hand, but as you can see, I'm doing right around 10 passes to like get the leveling on the paint. So after this step, we'll go to the next step, and I'll show you what I'm gonna do for prepping the paint. All right, guys. So from the last clip, I'm pretty much an hour and some change in, and I've only done this section. You can see how long it takes. I just want to reiterate, like, this is the part that's kind of meticulous, right? The base coat, I wasn't really worried too much about being super meticulous with having everything super leveled off. Now that I have the clear on, I'm kind of taking the extra step to make sure all of the rock chips that have the paint on it are pretty much like leveled with the car's paint. So I'm spraying these spots, starting my process, and you want to make sure that you have an even amount of weight distribution to the with the sandpaper on the paint. I've just gotten so used to like doing it the same way now that this is pretty much, my, like, I know how much pressure, like, which is very, very minimum. I'm kind of using my finger to feel the paint. I can still feel it catching on this one. So I'm just going over it lightly because I don't want to take off too much clear. And then just feeling. So like, this one right here, it's pretty good. Yeah, it catches a little bit. So I'm going you want to go at an angle with the sandpaper. You don't want to go just straight up and down. So I'm kind of going at an angle, and that's what you want to do. And what that prevents is it catching it or you digging into one side. It helps you apply like an even amount of pressure. So that's kind of what I'm doing with all these little rock chips. So from there over, the hood has the most. I think when we applied the clear, I didn't count it, but you're probably looking at close to 100 like rock chips. So this is meticulous. You can definitely take as long as you want with this. I'm just satisfied with getting it to this point. There's definitely a lot more that I could do on the fenders, But like down the road, I kind of want to get some specialty like dry carbon stuff. So I'm taking my time now just because I'm OCD with a lot of things. But some people are happy with just doing the front part of the hood and not worrying about like fenders and things like that. I think it all boils down to how much you're going to actually drive the car. This car is originally purchased to be like a back road and like spirited driving type thing. So I'm not really driving it a lot in the city. I don't like the way clear bras look, so I'm just applying like 3 coats of ceramic coat. We're gonna use CSL. We're gonna use CSL and then top it with 2 coats of XO, and that's kind of like the go-to for a lot of people around here, or at least in the industry. There's definitely G-Technic makes some other stuff, and Adams makes some good graphene coatings that I've used in the past. I just like the way CSL looks, and yeah, so that's what we're using on the S2000. So I'm gonna finish up the rest. I'm gonna try to get everything knocked, at least the hood done within the next hour, and then the fenders should take about 30 minutes or so. So in the next hour and a half, I'm hoping to get done, and then I got to cover the interior up, and then I can at least start compounding the hood. I want to try to get the hood at least done today, or at least the first stage, because it's probably going to take probably like a 3-step process once we get to the compounding. So that's pretty much the what we got laid out for today. Alright guys, I'm finished with the sanding with the 2500 grit. What I'm going to do now is wipe off the excess, like all the clear coat and stuff. I'm going to just use like the first wipe with the water, and then I'm gonna use IPA. So this is just to get the initial off. Make sure I didn't miss any spots. If you are new to this channel, I got this S2000, my convertible. I disconnected everything. I'm gonna fully delete the convertible top. So what that means is my top doesn't go up, and if you ever polished a car, a bunch of polishing oils pretty much go everywhere. So what I'm going to do is I went to Home Depot, and I got like a painter's tarp, like a thin one. I'm just gonna put it over top of my car, and then we should be good to go. So once I get all this stuff up, we will prep the top, and then I'll be ready for the next step. These sides, man, whew, I had to get on my back down here. Gonna end up jacking up the car just so I can get a better angle. I need to get a set of quick jacks. Will definitely help. But for now, this is what we got. Gotta do it old school. So, not as fancy as some of your other YouTubers, but I'm gonna show you that you don't need all those expensive ass crap to like do a good job, you know? So, alright. So now that I'm done with that, I'm going to Use IPA and clean microfiber. I use these low pile microfibers. You don't need anything expensive. Kind of go here. And this is just like the step. If you have if you do have panel wipe, you can use panel wipe. I really like just kind of going old school with it. I don't like panel wipe really. You know, to each their own, I guess. This is just showing you that you don't really need like that expensive crap. Just kind of like making sure everything is clean. You want a clean surface when you start. Fine. Go to polish, all this stuff will like come out. It's crazy. It's gonna be a crazy difference. Tell you that. Can't wait. It's gonna be a lot of hours, but it's gonna be worth it in the end. You'll see. At least for those that stick around and watch. It's gonna be a night and day process. But it's gonna take a lot. Guys, so I from the last clip or whatever to now, it's about an hour and a half, 2 hours. Basically, I finished the sanding, wiped everything down with IPA, and then, or actually not from the last clip, but from, you know, from the first part of when I sanded, finishing the hood and the fenders and the side of the side skirts. It took about 2.5 hours to complete that. Went ahead and wrapped the top. So now I'm going to try to do the hood today. What I'm going to use is Sonax Cutmax. Alright, this one's used. And then I'm going to start off with a microfiber pad. So I'm going to go ahead and prime my pad. Basically what that means is I got to get the actual pad prepped and ready. I don't even know where's my repez tool. A little spreading tool. Alright, touch my stuff. Oh, there it is. Okay, so I got my little spreader tool here. So what I'm going to do is, this is a McGuire's cutting pad, or a microfiber pad. I'm going to try to get as much on here. The thing about these pads is microfiber does cut a lot. The thing is you got to keep on blowing out the pad more often than you would with like a standard pad. So I find myself like using it on like one panel, then blowing it, maybe not even a full panel. On the hood, I'll probably have to blow it out like 3 or 4 times. And that's going to be like the thing that takes a while. If you don't have like an air compressor, like right now I'm letting my buddy borrow mine. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go and get it when I have more time to do the actual car. But what I'm gonna do for now is I'll probably get like a quarter of the hood, maybe half done, before I have to like use a different pad. I'm just gonna switch out a pad and then use a new pad when I get to that point. Other ways around it is you can definitely like clean your pad and still use it damp. That's not an issue because microfiber pads generate a lot of heat. So what that means is even if it's damp, the pad will heat up on its own and kind of you know, generate that heat for you, so it'll be fine. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'll start off on this top part. I do need, before I start, go ahead and get I'm going to just get my cloth out, and I have my IPA set up here. So once I do like 4 passes, I'm going to go ahead and wipe and see what I got. I'm going to try to like work in little sections of the car. So I'm going to work pretty much, I'll do like right there. So that's kind of what I do. I start off in like low settings just to spread it. So it's 4 passes with the microfiber. As you can see, everything gets like flattened on the microfiber. So that basically what I do is I grab the tool and kind of pull the fibers up after the pass. So what I do is I kind of brush them so the fibers come up, because when they're compressed like that, it's not really gonna cut when you get back into it. So I could probably do this like one more time before I have to use a different, probably like 2 or 3 more times, depending on how bad the cloth is. All right, so now what I'm gonna do is grab my cloth, my IPA. Make sure you guys see everything. Yep, cool. So grabbing my cloth. There's just like one spot that I kind of didn't get really well with the sanding block, so I might have to hit that spot one more time. All right, so that's pretty much the steps. That's the first. So that's first step, right? So I'm gonna go probably use the cutting pad one more time on it. And actually, like, came out pretty good. Grab my scanner grip. And it actually like did pretty well with that one. Yeah, there's just these 2 little spots. Yeah, 2 little spots that I kind of jacked up. All right, so what I'm gonna do is probably take the sanding block to those 2 spots, just to get a good flat surface on those. Yeah. And then I'll attack the other parts of the hood. I don't know, pretty good, I would say. All right. So the next clip is going to be hopefully with the hood done. I'm going to go ahead and finish with the microfiber, and then that'll be it for the hood. I'll probably do just the 1 stage today of the hood, because that'll probably take me an hour or 2, and then yeah, it's pretty much going to be. This will probably be a 3-step correction once I start using the microfiber. So that will be the first step. Then I'll probably go to a fine pad, and then do a polishing pad after that. So 3 steps, going from there. That's it. All right, guys, I'm pretty much gonna stop right here. I got, let's see, about 4 hours done today. So we got all the sanding done. Did 1 step pretty much on the hood right now with the microfiber pad. I'm gonna have to do 1 more time with the microfiber, and then after I do that, then I'll start switching to doing the body panels. I think what I'm gonna do is use a microfiber pad for the hood, the fenders, and the doors where the side skirts are, and then after that, I'm gonna switch to a little bit finer pad, because I don't need a heavy cut on the rear quarter panels and the trunk. So that's pretty much it. Just the 1 step, like, cleaned up a bunch of the scratches from the sanding. I'm gonna have to like get closer to the bumper pretty well, and up at the top where it started to curve. I'm using a 6-inch pad on my on the Rupes. I got a few other polishers that are smaller, and so I might hit like the corners and things like that with the smaller pad. That's it. If you are new to the channel, go ahead and like and subscribe. I got a lot more content coming, you know, mostly around detailing, but I do some work to my cars as well. We got test pipes coming for the S2000 once I get the paint and everything dialed in, headers, things like that, and eventually we'll go ITB on the S2000. I also got the Subi outside, and we're gonna probably get that car dialed in after we finish the S2000. So that's it. All right, see you guys till the next one.